Yeah, so now we have our third InnoChef Cooking Show. And I'm glad we just got back from a coffee break because we are going to watch another delicious dish being completely prepared with non-animal protein. Today we have Chef Einav Gefen from Unilever. She is the corporate executive chef at Unilever Food Solutions. So hi Einav, can you hear me properly?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Hi, how are you?
I'm okay. We had some technical difficulties with the phone, so we're joining with the laptop.
Okay.
So here we are. I just want to make sure that you guys see everything. Okay, so there we go. Hi.
Okay, so thank you, and the stage is yours.
So hello everybody, and thank you for joining us at this symposium. I tried to listen to as many of you as I could for the past few days, and I want to share some of plant-based proteins recipe with you. I heard you talk a lot about cell meats, different proteins. The reality is that to feed the world sustainably in the future, and it's not the far future, it's very much the near future, we need to think about how we're consuming animal-based proteins. And it's not about eliminating, it's about reducing, and it's about shifting to different diets. This is not a far-fetched concept altogether. If you look at cuisines across the globe outside of the US, and I know we have many people that are not necessarily North Americans, you will see that that's their way of living for the most part. So what I wanted to take you through today, and I have my son is my cameraman, my audio, my dog sitter here. I heard a dog on one of the talks before. My dogs were so happy that there was another dog. They thought it's in the house, but that wasn't the case. So Matan, if you can just lower the camera a little bit. Maybe we will take it off the stand. That will be easier. All right. And so you can see, now we need to lower it down so they can see the board. Perfect. You may not see my face all the time, but it's not important. You know that I'm talking. You will see what I'm doing here. So what we are going to do today is hummus. I'm originally born and raised in Israel, and hummus is not an Israeli dish. It's a Middle Eastern dish, but it's also the combination of chickpeas and tahini gives you the 22 amino acids. It's an amazing source of protein by itself. However, we're gonna take it up a notch and we're gonna upgrade that. And I'm gonna make a chicken shawarma, and I'm doing air quotes with my hands because of course it's not chicken. We're gonna be using the vegetarian butcher chicken pieces. So I'm bringing them closer to the camera. You can see them. You can see how it looks like cooked white breast muscle meat. The vegetarian butcher, thank you. The vegetarian butcher is a brand that Unilever bought about 3 years ago. It's a startup out of the Netherlands. We are in many countries in the world. We are not in the US yet, but if you've seen our latest Burger King hoopla in Europe, we've just launched with Burger King the chicken sandwich. So since we have a global audience, I said, let's share that. What I'm going to do is starting with hummus, or for you guys, hummus. It's very hard for me to Americanize my harsh voices, so bear with me here. And a little bit, I'm going to walk you through, since I know most of you or many of you are not chefs, I'm going to walk you through some of the process. First and foremost, the chickpeas. So I am using this farm out of Washington State, and I bought it on Amazon, but it's very important to use chickpeas, I hope you can see that are relatively small in size, not too big. The Bulgarian chickpeas are what we traditionally use, or some of the best kind. And the chickpeas you need to soak for 8 hours or overnight. So I have here the chickpeas that have been soaked. Matan, if you can tilt it, just tilt the top. they will easily double in size. All right. So I just wanted to show you how it looks like. You put it in tap water overnight, can be in the fridge, can be outside if it's not too hot, and you let them soak. You rinse them, you put them in new water, and you cook them. Now, when you cook them in abundance of water, you're gonna season the water with salt towards the end of the cooking, but add a little bit of baking soda to promote the breaking of the outer layer and the softening of the chickpea itself. I put very little. I rather cook my chickpeas longer and put less baking soda, because if you put a little bit too much, it's gonna give you this off-note and tangling kind of sensation. So here I have the chickpeas that have been cooked. I soaked them yesterday. I cooked them early this morning, and you can see how some of the skin is starting to separate from the chickpeas. That's a cue for me that it's done. And also when they start falling apart. Now, many recipes will tell you to take the chickpeas, once it's cooked, strain them, keep some of the water, and use them. I have learned, and this is kudos to Chef Michael Solomonov from Zahav in Philly. I have learned from him to cook the chickpeas, but then let them drain for longer time. So slightly dry out a little bit. So they have been sitting in the colander for about 4 hours, just drying. Sometimes I put them overnight, cooked in the fridge in a perforated vessel. Let's start, okay? So we're gonna make the hummus. And in the KitchenAid here, I am gonna put, thank you, Matan. So Matan is gonna organize that as I'm talking, so the camera may be moving a little bit. My talented son, my everything helper. So I have a tahini paste here, and all sesame seeds are coming from Ethiopia, essentially, but you'll have different tahini paste depending on the brand, what it is that you love. Some are seasoned, some are toasted, some are roasted, some are not. I use few brands, this particular is Zoom, which I really like, that have a nice, milder, more nutty flavor. So when you use the paste, it's concentrated, right? So putting some of the paste in the blender, and to really make it into the tahini dressing itself, you will need cold water and lemon juice. And I will do the tahini that goes into the hummus as the first step, right? So tahini, some garlic that I have here. So I have a big fat clove of garlic. If it was smaller one, it would have been too smaller one. I'm just cutting it a little bit into small pieces. I got lemon juice right here. Easy peasy going in. And wait and see, I'm gonna pull a Chef Doug McNish little happy dance when the blender is working. So not original, but fun. Cold water, ice cold water, right? And I'm not putting a lot. I just want to get it going because I want the consistency. I can always add more water if I need to. So Chef Doug, that's for you. All right, thank God I'm a chef and not a dancer. And you can see the consistency of the paste. It's pretty thick on purpose or by design. I will add more water after I'm adding the chickpeas. To that, now I am adding the chickpeas. Okay. And to this amount, obviously, I'm not going to add all the chickpeas I have here, or not so obvious, but obvious to me. Just adding the chickpeas here. Okay. A little bit more water because otherwise my blender is just going to work on neutral. I'm going to add a little bit more lemon juice. So Middle Eastern cuisine is based a lot on really bright flavors. As you may know, it's a hot region. We tend to eat light, eat bright, eat seasonal. And so, lots of lemons, lots of herbs, garlic, very close to Mediterranean cuisine. A little bit of salt. And I'm saying a little bit because I did salt the water of the chickpeas. They're not too salty, but they have a little bit in it. I can always add more salt. I just want to get it going. More noise. Okay, now this is the basic hummus. I want you to see the consistency of just a nice kind of thick, almost a little thicker than a pancake batter. Okay, it needs to be like a thick spread. However, I'm going to do a tweak on that, and this is not in the recipe, but I do want to show you something that is slightly different. I'm going to add a little bit more of those just to thicken it, and this is called hummus fata. It's very, very popular with our neighbors' countries, and it's a Palestinian version of the hummus. And you add labane to the hummus itself. So I'm adding probably about half a cup here, 3 tablespoons. And what it does, it gives a really nice tang and a creamy, bright texture. I actually ate it first at a restaurant here in Patterson, New Jersey, and it blew me away. It's like, what did they put in here? Yogurt, and then after a little research, it's labane. A little more noise. Okay. Hummus is done. Hummus is done. Matan, flip my outlets. Okay. Let me give a little taste because, I don't trust chefs that don't taste their food. No offense. Okay. Approved. We're good to go on this one. So this hummus, we're gonna come back to when we're plating. I'm putting it aside. Just an FYI, if you were to heat your chickpeas and make your hummus from hot chickpeas, or make this whole nice dish warm, it will have called hummus masabacha. We eat it usually in the morning, and you have usually you incorporate more of the raw chickpeas, not pureed chickpeas in, and you have a chunkier type of a texture. So hold on, it will be right back. We're switching gears and moving to the chicken shawarma. So for the chicken shawarma, instead of dragging you to my stovetop, Matan, can you just lower the camera just a teensy-weensy bit? Okay, so I have, that was for Matan, right? So I have my heavy pan here. I'm a big lover of olive oil. So people that know me or follow my cooking demo on IG Live with the Unilever Food Solutions _North America, NA, see that I use a lot of olive oil. What can I do? It comes with the territory, for better and worse, right? So I'm heating the olive oil. Now, when you heat olive oil, you really don't want to get to a smoking point. The minute you get to a smoking point, that means you overcooked or overheated your olive oil, and all the goodies in the oil are gone. Since I have an alternative chicken that I don't need to cook for a longer period of time, I'm using the olive oil, but I'll start by sauteing once it's hot enough, onion. In the meantime, what I'm gonna do while this is working is just chop a little bit of garlic. And what I would like you viewers to do, if you have any questions, you can post them in the chat, and I know Anna will moderate them afterwards when I'm done in about 10 minutes. So no pressure at all. All right, so just mincing a little bit of garlic. So you can see the model here is garlic, onion, olive oil. I got some herbs, all good stuff, healthy, yummy. All right, this is going, and this is ready. I cheated. I have my onion already sliced here. So let's just hope this is gonna get hot faster. If needed, I'll just switch you to my real stovetop, because that's not hitting fast enough. So bear with me here. I'm just gonna give it a quick hit on the stovetop and talk to you while we're doing it about the chicken pieces. So the vegetarian butcher chicken pieces, those are ready to eat essentially, but I like cooking them. A quick sear goes a long way, and just like any mild protein, it loves spices. So while this is happening, we'll talk a little bit about shawarma spices. Essentially, shawarma is a very classic Middle Eastern dish, and what makes shawarma is not necessarily the protein or the protein alternative you're using, rather the spices that we use. And in the Middle East, we love spices. Not only in the Middle East, but we love spices. The shawarma mixture is a turmeric, paprika, cumin, garlic powder. That will be the basic. And then you have little nuances that go in there. You can make your own spice mix. I did not want to make it complicated for you today. Usually I do my spice mixture, but because I know you're welcome. I know you guys want to be able to do it at home. Let's keep it simple, because the aim is to have something to eat at the end of the day. And so with that, I have a bought mixture of shawarma. There is abundance of them. Look at the ingredients, see which one you like, try maybe one. If you don't like it, buy another one. For the most part, those are the ingredients you need to be looking for. So as this is now working, okay, so my onion and garlic are getting nice and golden. I wish I could have a telesmell here for you. This is like, I think we talked about it the first day, that, you know, maybe Airmate needs to work being innovative. This is a teaspoon, so I took 2 of those. It's about a heaped tablespoon at the end. And I'm a big believer of just sauteing your spices a little bit. It opens them up. It gives it a nice kind of shock and make them more fragrant, because you never know how long your spices have been standing, not only in your pantry, that you probably know, but the store or the online store. And so it brings them back to life. And if you can see, I got like a nice golden color mixture here. Oh, it smells so good. Thank God it's lunch. I'm in the East Coast, so perfect timing for me. Perfect. Thank you, Tommaso and Lavitor, for slotting me at this time, because my kids were like, should we eat lunch or should we wait for the dinner? All right, so it was a no-brainer. What we're doing is just sauteing the vegetarian butcher chicken pieces with the spices and onion and the garlic, just a little bit. I'm going to season it lightly, right? And the chicken shawarma is basically almost there. So Matan, if you want to bring it closer, I think they can see it. All right, so this is how it looks like. You are not a big fan of onion. You don't need the onion. You can take it out. Mushrooms will be great here as well with the same spice mixture. So no problem at all, okay? Giving it just 1 more second for the chicken to get nice and brown. And you tell me if you were able to say that this is not a real chicken. This, right? So honestly, I'm a very critical person when it comes to food. I was blown away when I tasted them. So shout out to our global team working on that. Okay, so let's turn that off. Oh my God, I really wish you could smell this. This is just phenomenal. And I'm gonna take it away and clear my board here while this is still working. And let's take you to the plate. So going back to the hummus, the way we spread hummus, we put a little bit in the middle. Well, not a little bit, Middle Eastern, just like Mediterranean, there is never little bit of food. There's always a lot. So it's a little bit for us or for your sake, right? The back of the spoon, I kind of work it as I turn the plate to almost make a little valley in the middle, just like that, okay? I hope you can see that there is a little swelling on the side and space in the middle, okay? And in this space, we're gonna put some of the chicken shawarma. It smells fantastic. Seriously, my mouth is watering. This is not funny at all. Okay. I remember it needs to be a balanced amount between your hummus and the topping. A little bit of lemon juice goes on top. Back to, my first statement, some olive oil. Any traditional hummus, we will sprinkle with a little bit of paprika. Just like that. And if you want, I have parsley and cilantro leaves here, washed, that we can just kind of make a little nice herb. So I just have the leaves here, I'm tearing them. And you put this beautiful thing around. And the way we serve it is with some pickles or olives, and of course, pita bread, because we don't eat with forks and knives when we eat hummus. You take the pita bread and you wipe it just like that. So there you go, full of protein, plant-based protein and alternative proteins, and you shouldn't compromise your eating experience. And on time, Anna.
Thank you. Wow, it looks delicious. I wish I could smell it from here. Thank you very, very much. And if you from the audience agrees with me, wants to try this at home, we'll publish the recipe on our website, proteinx.org, shortly. So thank you again, Einav. Thank you very much for taking the time for being here with us.